Hello everybody, welcome to Wild Boy Movies, the place to talk movies, and we got ourselves an update regarding the Megan spin-off movie, Soulmate, a movie that I honestly been curious on what's even going on with it since we last heard the movie was being shopped around and sold to a different studio and delayed indefinitely. Well, we finally got ourselves a big official update on the movie Soulmate, revealing that we are getting the movie and we even have a release date and a trailer for the movie. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is going ahead and talking about all the new things that we learned about the release of Soulmate and when you'll be able to watch it. But be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below your thoughts on this update regarding Soulmate. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so in case if you aren't aware on this, I did make this a separate video when this was announced back in December of 2025, but in December we found out that Universal had removed the release date of Soulmate, the spin-off movie to the Megan universe, and decided to shop the movie around to different studios, and I believe the reason was because of Megan 2.0's underperformance at the box office, only making about $38 million, which was a drastic drop from the first movie's $190 million box office run. And ever since then, it's been dead silence on what's going on with the movie Soulmate. The only thing that we found out was the movie got an R rating from the MPAA, which honestly would be expected since this is a more like mature side in the Megan universe and deals with an AI adult bot. But regardless, we haven't heard anything on the Soulmate movie for a while, and I haven't heard anything on the studio picking up the movie. But completely randomly out of nowhere today, we got ourselves revealed the trailer for the movie Soulmate, which honestly was just completely out of nowhere. I was not expecting this trailer to drop today at all, but it wasn't even from Universal themselves. I saw outlets like Discussing Films and Blade Discussing posts that this trailer was out, but when I searched the Universal YouTube channel, it wasn't there at all. So I don't know how this trailer was even out there in the first place, but nonetheless, we did get the trailer for Soulmate, and it let us know some major details regarding the release of the movie, and we are indeed going to be getting this movie August 1st. That is the official release date now for the movie Soulmate. That's when you'll be able to watch it at home, and that's also what they revealed, is that this movie will not be getting a theatrical release, but instead will be released on digital platforms on August 1st, which kind of surprised me considering that they have the streaming service Peacock, so it could have been a Peacock original movie, but no, they're just sending it to like digital platforms. And honestly, that's like the biggest update that we got with Soulmates, that we are indeed getting this movie August 1st at home. It'll be skipping the theatrical release altogether, and I was also kind of surprised to find out that Universal didn't even sell this movie to different studios, that they're still going to be the ones to release this movie, only it's going to be at home rather than getting a theatrical release. So I don't know what happened behind the scenes with the movie and it being shopped around to different studios. I guess it kind of didn't go well for them, so they figured, you know what, let's just go ahead and release this movie, but on like home media. But yeah, if you're someone who's still interested and curious about this movie Soulmate and wanted to see it, you now know when you'll be able to watch it and where you can watch it. Now, in regards to the trailer, because I did go ahead and watch the trailer, I like the trailer. It's not a trailer that's like amazing or fantastic or it makes the movie look really good, but I think it's like a good direction for this Megan universe and steering it back in the right track. Because while I did enjoy Megan 2.0 and its like action comedy elements, I do kind of prefer like it being a horror movie since Megan started out as a horror movie. And I also am liking how this time around with Soulmate, we are leaning more into the R-rated side since the Megan movies were PG-13, all because the first movie went viral on TikTok with that silly Megan dance. But regardless, I'm really liking the direction that they're going with the R rating, and we do get some teasers of some bloody kills in here, one of which where the Soulmate robot uses her heel, like from a high heel, and just puts it in someone's mouth. And you can imagine that end of the heel going through the guy's mouth and poking at the back of his head. Like, that's honestly some things that I think were kind of lacking in the Megan movies, was the blood and gore. And Megan was originally going to be an R-rated movie, but like I said, because the movie went viral on TikTok, they trimmed it down to a PG-13 rating. So I'm liking how they're going to be able to allow this movie to be rated R, and I think it's going to lead to some pretty brutal kills throughout the movie. Now, what the movie is about is this AI robot made for like companionship, which does sound familiar to the movie Companion from 2025, starring Sophie Thatcher and Jack Wade. But this time around, it's not the AI robot wanting to break free from a relationship. This time, it's an AI robot seeing other women that this man who bought this robot interact with, whether it be like friends or family, thinking, oh no, you are not taking my man, and just going after them. Like, now to be honest with you guys, I kind of don't know how I feel about that plot. On one hand, it's sort of like a good like idea that they could have with this movie of like this AI robot feeling jealous of this guy who bought this robot for companionship, talking with other people, and it getting like sort of like a self-awareness. But at the same time, it could be something that could be poorly executed, and that was one thing that I also brought up in that initial video talking about the movie's removal from its January release date, was that the movie had like very poor test screening results, and it kind of led to this movie not getting a theatrical release altogether. But I still think that this movie could end up being good. Now, how it connects to the Megan universe, I honestly don't know. This feels very much like a standalone movie that the studio felt like that. It kind of sounds familiar to the Megan movies, so let's go ahead and take this movie and put it into the same universe as Megan, and hopefully we can have Megan and this AI companion robot fight one another. Now, I honestly don't think that we're getting a Megan Soulmate crossover, especially with Megan 2.0's very poor box office performance last year. But being a part of the Megan universe, it makes you wonder, how is this movie gonna like connect to one another? That's sort of like an effect that the MCU has had, where we have like shared connected universes and how they interconnect with one another. This could be like a case where it's a spin-off movie to the Megan universe that just references the events of the Megan movies, but really doesn't have like an overall effect on how it could impact Megan 3.0 if it ever happens. But regardless if this movie ends up being good or bad, you gotta be happy that this movie is at least getting released in some way, because it would have been disappointing if this movie ended up sitting on a shelf only for it to never be released. We had that happen with Batgirl and Screw Holiday Han, and it almost happened to movies like Coyote vs. Acme and the 2025 Toxic Avenger movie. It would have been disappointing if the Soulmate movie would have joined those ranks of Batgirl and Screw Holiday Han to never be released. But we are getting this movie released. We're getting it pretty soon, and regardless if you think it's going to be good or bad, you gotta be happy that these people's hard work that they spent a lot of time on is going to be released and for the public to see. But this is what I want to pass it off to you guys. What do you guys think about Soulmate finally getting a release date? What do you think of it getting a digital release rather than a theatrical release? And what did you think about the trailer, and are you even interested in the movie? Be sure to leave me your thoughts down in the comment section, and while you're at it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video, and have a great day.